Alrighty, we are cutting back into your programming right now to tell you all about a tornado warning that has been just issued, and that is for Phillips and Coahoma counties. Let's go ahead and take a look at our radar right now, because this is a very strong storm that has definitely been making a large impact very close to Dumas, Arkansas. It has been producing very high winds, in fact 60-mile-an-hour winds right now. This is a tornado warning, radar indicated, with hail less than 1/4 of an inch, and this is for Phillips County, Arkansas, and Coahoma County, Mississippi until 11:15 tonight. It's a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado and straight line wind damage, and this is located over Crum Rod, or 8 miles southeast of White River National Wildlife Refuge, and this storm is moving around 50 miles an hour. So I'm going to zoom in just a little bit so we can see exactly where we're talking about. This storm is. You can see there on your screen, I'll circle it for you. This is Crum Rod and Ferguson Landing. Deerfield is to the south of this place right now. I'll click on that. It's moving around 59 miles an hour. This is for Elaine at 11:01 p.m., Friars Point at 11:12 p.m. If you are in this area, you definitely want to go ahead and find your safe place at this time. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning for Phillips and Coahoma counties as well. A lot of activity moving to our south for sure. These storms are very, very strong. And if I zoom out just a little bit, you can see even through Dumas, that area is producing some strong storms. We are definitely not out of the woods just yet. There's a tornado watch in effect until 4 a.m. tonight. We're cutting into your regular scheduled program right now to tell you about a tornado warning that has been just issued for Phillips, Arkansas, and Coahoma County, Mississippi. A very strong storm that could produce a tornado. It's not confirmed right now, but if you know someone that is in that area, you need to tell them to get to their safe place at this time. Make sure that they are away from windows. Make sure they have their cell phone to have a point of contact if they need to be, because this is a very serious storm. Also, the winds are very, very high in this storm, and it's very interesting that the National Weather Service is already saying this could produce some straight line wind damage. That means trees could be blown over, they could be broken, things could be flying around outside. So even though a tornado might not be on the ground, the winds could also be causing very large damage. I'm going to draw a track on this so we can see what counties and what cities might be affected by this storm. There we go. This is our latest track on it. Elaine at 11:04 p.m. Friars Point at 11:15 p.m. Coahoma at 11:20 p.m. Jonestown at 11:22 p.m. West Helena 11:25 p.m. Lula at 11:26 p.m. Falcon 11:35 p.m. Sledge 11:38 p.m. and Tunica at 11:41 p.m. tonight. So if you are in that area, you definitely want to make sure that you are being very weather aware. If the storm has not gotten to you yet, especially if you're in Tunica, make sure that you are going ahead and getting into your safe place. I know that South Haven had their storm shelters open. If you know there's a storm shelter, go ahead and use this opportunity to get there before the storm arrives. But if you are in Phillips County right now or Coahoma County and you live near Crum Rod or 8 miles southwest of White River National, you definitely want to make sure that you are just getting in the safest point of your house at this time, because it's too late. This storm could develop a tornado at any moment at this time once that warning has been issued. So please make sure that you are taking this time now to maybe contact your loved ones that live in that area. It is 10:47 at night, so some people might be sleeping at this time. You just never know. But we want to make sure that you all are safe at all times. Now, even after this expires at 11:15, things are not going to be clear in that area for a while, because if you can take a look at your screen there, especially this storm right here. This is near Dumas, it's in Arkansas, but it's definitely causing a lot of cause for concern for sure all across the Mid-South, but these storms are really starting to fire up at this time. I've been watching this area for a while, especially in Monticello. These storms developed right in this area right there. I'm circling it on your screen in Monticello. And there has been numerous tornado warnings, severe thunderstorm warnings for that part of town. So keep that in mind. I'm going to zoom in just a little bit and see if we can look at some of our wind speeds there, because that is very important to see how tight the winds and the rotations are. Definitely an area of concern, a little bit outside of our viewing area, but that latest scan just took that away from us, which is good. But you can see, especially right here, I'll zoom in too. This is south of Elaine. There we go, right on top of where Crumrod is, Ferguson, Mosby Spur, Offutt Landing, near Anderson Landing. This whole entire area could definitely be a cause for concern. So just make sure you're being very weather aware. Once again, this is a tornado warning. This is not a severe thunderstorm warning, but this is a tornado warning in effect right now until 11:15 for Phillips and Coahoma counties. Definitely a serious situation. We do not have a confirmed tornado on the ground, but this storm is producing 60-mile-an-hour winds. That is definitely very, very concerning. And we can take a look at our rotation detector. This shows us, is there any rotation in this storm? Can this storm actually produce a tornado? And the answer to that is the green on your screen. Yes, it can, and it is right over that area that we were talking about. I'll zoom in some more so you can see exactly what we're talking about. Offutt Landing, a little bit south of Anderson Landing, Sunflower Landing. If you know anywhere or anyone in these areas, you definitely want to make sure that they are in a safe place at this time. The winds are very high, maybe even upwards of 60 miles an hour in this area. There's also a severe thunderstorm warning for the same area for Phillips and Coahoma counties, and that is until 11 o'clock. That's in about 10 more minutes, but they're probably most likely going to extend that, so you're not going to be out of the woods just yet. If we take a look at our hail detector, there's no hail in that, but the winds are so high that it's definitely very concerning. That means that it could be some straight line wind damage, and that is very, very dangerous because straight line winds can knock over trees. It's not something to be overlooked at. Even though we say, you know, it might not produce a tornado, the wind damage could definitely still be very, very high. I've seen straight line wind damage, and it looks like those trees just literally pushed over on its side. And it looks like a tornado, but it's just wind damage. Those winds can get very, very high at any point. You want to make sure that you are in a safe place away from those windows, maybe under a mattress, in your bathroom, in a tub, wherever you need to be that is away from windows at this time, because it's a very concerning storm. The good news about it is that we have not had any confirmed tornadoes from this system, but this same storm has produced many tornado warnings, not just from our Memphis office from the National Weather Service, but also from Jackson. So it's definitely something that we are concerned about. And the good news is that we are starting to see a little bit of weakening, though, with the storm as the rotations go through with our scans from our radar. I'll let you see the radar once again. I'll put another track on it as well so that we can see exactly what towns we are looking at. And once again, this is moving very fast, around 60 miles an hour. So if I say your town at this time, please make sure that you are in your safe place. Please make sure that you are maybe in a bathroom, away from your windows. Friars Point at 11:13 p.m., Coahoma at 11:18 p.m., Jonestown at 11:20 p.m., Lula at 11:24 p.m., Falcon 11:33 p.m., Sledge 11:36 p.m., and Tunica at 11:39 p.m. If you are in those areas and if the storm has not gotten to you, it's 10:52 right now. You have time to get to your safe place. But if you are in Friars Point or Coahoma, just go ahead and get in the bathroom, get somewhere that is very safe at this time. Like I said, we're not seeing a lot of rotation, but the first scan of this, when they first initiated this tornado warning, was very, very concerning. We could see a lot of rotation in this storm, so it looks like it's weakening just a little bit, but you can see where that green and that red are coming together. Definitely a cause for concern. Those winds are definitely going to be high in that area. In fact, we'll see there's 28-mile-an-hour winds there, 35, 42 near Reese Landing, 32 there. Anywhere where you see those winds just continuing to increase, definitely could see some possible wind damage in that area. I'll zoom in just a little bit more so we can see exactly what we're talking about. When we first came on, the National Weather Service was really concerned about Crumrod, and that is just a little bit north of Ferguson. So Offutt Landing, Reese Landing, Rescue Landing, Fair Landing, Burke Landing. All of those places, you need to be in your safe place at this time because this storm is headed your way. Once again, if you're just now joining us, we are cutting in because there is a tornado warning in effect right now for Phillips and Coahoma counties, and that is just the beginning of it, really. We have been kind of saved by the bell. Recently, we've had severe thunderstorms to the west of us, some to the north of us, but we haven't seen any yet. Now we're seeing our first tornado warning of the night of the new year. In fact, this is our first tornado watch of the new year. In fact, there is a tornado watch for all of the Mid-South, and that is in effect until 4 a.m. tonight or tomorrow morning, whichever one you are at. It's almost 11 o'clock at night, so I know people are getting ready for bed. Make sure that you charge those phones. The winds are high. You can definitely anticipate some possible power outages. Make sure you have multiple ways of getting some communication because this is a very serious situation with a tornado warning being issued. I'm going to zoom out just a little bit so we can see what our latest scan of the radar is. And once again, even if they expire this tornado warning, the weather that's further back outside of our viewing area, I'll zoom out just a little bit more, it's still concerning. So this is a little bit eastward of Monticello in Arkansas and Dumas in Arkansas, but this storm has been continuously producing severe thunderstorms as well as tornado warnings. We just got an update from the National Weather Service. They are anticipating to expire the severe thunderstorm warning. However, right now that tornado warning is still on, so we're going to stay on the air because our main concern here at ABC 24 and CW30 is that you all are safe. We want all of our viewers to be safe at any means and at any time. This storm that is behind the one that is tornado warned, here I'll circle it on your screen. You can see that white line. I know it's very faint there, but that storm is also very, very concerning. In fact, we're going to look at a little bit of the hail path of that one, and you can see a little bit, just a little bit on your screen there. Not too bad, but this is definitely a concerning storm coming behind it. I've seen both of these cells creating very, very strong tornadoes and tornado warnings as well as severe thunderstorm warnings. Also, we have some tornado safety reminders. If we can go ahead and pull those up, that would be great. You want to make sure you're in the basement or the smallest center room away from all your windows. Cover yourself. When we say that, put that mattress over your head, take a step away from those windows. If you can, the bathroom is usually the safest place that you can get. If you have to get underneath your bed, get underneath your bed. Go to the lowest floor possible. If you live in an apartment complex, make sure that you're on that first floor there as well. Seek shelter in your interior stairwells. Some people have windows in every home, every room of their home. Make sure that you are in the stairway, maybe in the hallway. Go back old school and do your tornado drills. Whatever you need to do to make sure that you and your family are safe, do that at this time. And while I'm talking, I'm going to go ahead and draw a new track on this storm so we can know exactly what we're talking about and what we are looking at. Once again, this storm is moving very fast, around 60 miles an hour, and that's why those winds are so high. And that's another reason why you could possibly be seeing some straight line wind damage because 60-mile-an-hour winds, not including a storm behind it and the storm force, definitely could blow down some trees. I'm going to start calling out some cities, some towns on your screen. If you live in this area, if you know someone that's in their area, make sure they're awake and alert at this time. Friars Point at 11:12 p.m., Coahoma at 11:17 p.m., Jonestown at 11:19 p.m., Lula at 11:23 p.m., Falcon 11:31 p.m., Sledge at 11:34, Como at 11:51, Sardis at 11:51 as well. They're really close there. Senatobia at 11:53 p.m. Please make sure that at this time you are in your safe place. Make sure that you're monitoring the weather. Some of you are not actually in the storm just yet, and this is great timing for you to get in that safe place right now. But if you are in that tornado warned area, I'm going to zoom into that one just a little bit so we can see exactly. This is for both Phillips and Coahoma counties. please make sure that you are prepared for a strong storm that could produce some straight line wind damage. It could produce some wind damage for sure, moving that fast at a very fast rate. Earlier when we came on, it was right near Crum Rod, or 8 miles southeast of White River National. I'll zoom in again to see exactly what we're talking about now that the scan has updated. Sunflower Landing, this is near DeSoto Lake Road, near Willis. Green Road, this is also near State Highway number 1. Walnut Grove Road. It's late, so people are probably not really out on the roadways, and I know there's been a lot of heavy rainfall, and that's been another part of this story, is that all day long we've been having these brief periods of really heavy rainfall, and the ground is just very, very saturated. So eventually we're going to run out of room for where the rain can go. So that's why there's also a flash flood watch in effect until tomorrow morning as well. There's multiple modes, multiple severe storm and severe weather threats if we're keeping our eye on high winds, flash flooding, and as you can see right now, we can't rule out a brief tornado as well. The good news about this tornado warning is that there's not a tornado that's been confirmed, but this storm could definitely produce a tornado, especially with how high the winds are. And even when we see what our shear rate is, our rotation, how much rotation is in this storm, you can see there's rotation there. That green on your screen, it's weak, but there's still rotation, which is a cause for concern, especially when we're talking about straight line wind damage or, any kind of wind damage that could definitely be happening. I'm also going to zoom out just a little bit, just in case, you all just joined us to say, well, what about me? What's happening where I'm at? We take a larger look at the Mid-South and our viewing area. You can see just regular, normal rain that's moving through. We've been having some heavy rainfall all day long, but there is a tornado warning that has been issued. I was just saying, if you were watching our 10 o'clock newscast or a 9 o'clock newscast on CW30, that we were not out of the woods yet. And this is a prime example of that, where this tornado warning has been issued for Phillips and Coahoma County. And they have just canceled that tornado warning, which is great news there. However, I'm going to say this before we go off the air. We're not out of the woods. You can see just behind that storm in Dumas, that's still a very strong storm, and that has some hail potential with it as well. Please make sure that you are being weather aware tonight. Please make sure that you remember your tornado safety tips. Make sure that you're in a safe place. Make sure that you are charging your phone if you have power, because the winds will be high anywhere in the Mid-South, not just in Mississippi and Arkansas. There is a tornado watch in effect until 4 a.m. So it's very important to remember how to be safe in a storm and to keep you and your family safe. Myself and Trevor will be here all night long. We're going to be staffing the weather office all night long. Trevor will have you in the morning as well. We'll keep you updated as the weather develops, and if anything else is to occur, I'll hop on to let you all know. But for now, we'll return you back to your regular programming.